morning. A little bit of a late start today. Really had a tough time getting out of bed this morning. First full day off in a while where we weren't going out for a full day session, so I slept in a little bit. But we're back down here to chase the big girl. I've said it many times, but it could be my last time. We don't know when they're going to drain that section of the pond. We're expecting really low temperatures and snow tomorrow. That could start to freeze up. I just might not be able to get after her again. So we're trying to still sneak in every little chance we can. And after the last session with that adjustment to the rig, the kind of the Albright knot to a combi rig, slightly longer hair than normal with just the tiger nuts. It did me 3 fish, but it didn't get the big girl, and we were so close. And I think it's at the point now where she gets in on the bait. She goes after that one particle here, one particle there, and she just sits there and tastes it. I'm pretty sure that that's what's happening. She's tasting it, taking it in, spitting it out. And it's when she's in that cloudy water when you're feeding that I'm not seeing her do that. So I can't just set into it once she takes it in like that first time I hooked her. Where I saw her take the bait in, so I knew for sure. So very similar to last time, with a little bit of a modification. Still a combi rig, so a 14 to 16 inch section of mono, 17-pound test green P-line with 2 split shot up on the end, down to a big blob of putty over the knot between the mono and the braid, exactly the same as last time. And I've stripped back a section of strip tees, again, just like last time, but now, instead of the knot being right there below the hook, I've actually moved it down a better part of 5 inches. So there's a lot more play there, so she can really take that back, as far as she feels the need to, and there shouldn't be any resistance there. I've also gone with a much longer hair, tied KD style onto the rig, so not just a simple knotless knot. I did a few wrappings, move the hair ahead, and then wrap a bit behind it, just so it kicks that little hook out a little bit more. And that's a size 8 universal perfection hook, because I think the smaller hook is going to be even less resistance. The size 6s and the size 4s have worked fine for me here, but it's that one fish I'm after, and I'm trying to put every edge in my favor that I can. So a much longer hair than I ever normally do. It's just over double the length of the hook. And I'm going to have 1 tiger nut on there. If I feel I need the visual, it's been raining, so I don't know what the clarity of the water is yet. I haven't walked down there. But if I need a bit of a visual, I'll throw 1 piece of maize on there with the tiger nut. But that's it. And that will still not even take up half of the hair. So there's going to be a lot of movement there. Really kicked out hook. A lot of movement before she gets any kind of sense of weight from the rig, and hopefully by that time that will drop that hook into her lip, tighten down as she turns, and that will just help camouflage it in that silty bottom. So I'm going to take the rig off from Tuesday, now Sunday. I'll put this on, and I'm going to throw on a tiger nut and see where the fish are today. Ready to rock. Let's do this. Pumped. Let's do this. I'm gonna get this fish. And I'm gonna get like a multi-billion-dollar fishing contract from like every company that wants this, because I got target fish. Or we might just get the target fish and take pictures and go home and be like, yeah, I got my target fish. Group of them are all right there, right close. And some are coming in from the other side. The water's actually come up. I think the water's up probably a foot from last time. I think the big girl is right in the middle, underneath, in the center of the group. It's going to be really hard to single her out. I could slingshot some bait down here and risk spooking them, but it would at least send all the small fish out of the way, and with any luck, help me single her out again. Ooh, this has been in there since Tuesday. We'll put that in before we go. I can't use that. Oh, they might like it. I can't use that. Luckily Goldie prepared a little bit of maize. We'll just put a pouch or two kind of back about 20 feet behind them. Some of them are already digging it. There's a new hole there. They're already digging in the silt. Larger ones just picked it up, saw a sink, went right to it, picked it up, dropped it. That's her. That was her that had it. Dropped it and went right for it and just mouthed it and dropped it. First cast, and I already had the big girl on it. I just spooked them. Did she go all the way around? Yeah, there she is in the end. She got right to the other side. See her there? I think it's time to start with a little bit of a hole on this side. That's still a really long hair for me. If she picks that up, she's already spooked. So I gotta get her feeding. Alright, I'm trying to get them to go after my hook bait.
Again, yeah. There it is.
Thank you. Got your shot?
I got my shot.
Got her! Oh! Got her. Damn it. I am distraught. Again. Coming out onto the island, you know, it was the smarter move. It gives me control of both sides, and if she goes around the front, I can move with her. She's been really wary. Like each time I put my bait in, she's been the closest fish to it. She's just doing her circles. You just see her sitting there. It's so gin clear. I can just see her eyeball moving. Like I'm watching her check out everything around my bait. So I've been letting it sit there longer than I normally would before I recast, you know, kind of anticipating where her turns are going to be, where she's going to circle around. And the bait that I put in there was a few small ones that were feeding on it heavy, and she was just staying up there with the other bigger fish. So I put a cast up a little bit closer, or a couple casts, and it actually spooked her down towards the bait, and she immediately started feeding with the others, just coming in, grabbing a few mouthfuls and darting out. And I saw these two little circles that she made that came within inches of my bait once I put it down here. And on the third pass, she come around, and I was just watching her, and she had clocked the bait. I had stuck in a little bit of silkweed, so maybe that helped disguise the hook or something, I don't know. But she went right to it, she put it in her mouth, and with that longer hair, I wanted to make sure she had time to get it right to the back of her throat, make sure that that hook was going to get in there. So I waited till I felt her actually move the line. I felt that little tick, and when I set into it, she just turned right sideways, two big head shakes and a big tail flip, and the hook come flying out. I feel broken that I've hooked her a second time. I don't even know how many times she's had my bait in her mouth, but I've hooked her now twice. Lost her both times. So I'm actually not sure where she is right now. The only way to see up where those bigger fish were is for me to climb through the brush, and the last thing I want to do is go crashing through there again and potentially spook her again. So I've got the majority of the small fish in this area to my left feeding, and I've got a rig in there just on the bite alarm. I just want to stay hidden behind this tree so that they can move around and get confident, and I can maybe pick up one bite there while this side calms down. And all I can do at this point is just watch and hope she comes in again. You know, hope that even though I did hook her, you know, it came out fast, so maybe I just stung her a little bit. Maybe I didn't actually hook her enough to throw her off of feeding, and maybe within the next hour or so she might start feeding again. Here's hoping. Like with the way the weather's already started to change from today. It's starting to rain a little bit. The temperature has definitely dropped. It was like 10 or 12 degrees when we got here. I'd say it's maybe now 7 or 8. Like it's a noticeable difference with the wind. And much more damp. So, you know, my chances after this fish are rapidly disappearing. The only little bit of peace I'm getting is, you know, I'm watching fish, they're moving around, I'm learning more about how they're behaving around my hook baits. You know, we got a lot of bird life, the chickadees, the sparrows, there was a couple of wrens that come through, the nuthatch. You know, really getting to enjoy some of my bird watching, you know, which is always something I'm doing whenever I'm out. And, you know, it's that little bit of peace that's kind of giving me some comfort over what's happened. We're gonna keep working at it. I might just change back to the rig from the other day, Tuesday. A few pieces of maize on the hair. Still a longer hair than I would normally use, but just a couple pieces of maize. Maybe just to try and catch one of these little guys and get my confidence back a bit. But that really long hair rig is just not a small fish rig, so maybe I'll catch one over here, stir it up a bit over here, get them all moving around as a big group. Maybe I can isolate her again in a little while. I just feel damaged. I want to go home and just give up, but so few chances. I gotta get this fish. They're still darting in and out of that bait there. I can just see them without the glasses. All of that spot. Because it's their only safe spot, I don't want to put a big drag, keeping that back at the junction there.
Oh, they are all right there then. So there's no other fish in there.
There was two that were staying back here.
Oh, they disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, on that particular rail to open there. Going back towards my rig. That's where it is.
Can you imagine if I get her doing it this way?
Yeah, there's a bunch of fish on my rig. Here's fish. That's a good fish, Goldie.
Yep.
I didn't even see it. Pick it up.
I know, me too.
I was looking at the box of Timbits when the fish took.
Finally a fish. After losing two now, you know, one was the big girl. The second was just a pickup that, you know, as I set into it, I'd come out. But this one just sitting there eating Timbits. Picked it up and took it really well. So at least it's not a blank so far. And the fish are still up there. They're still in that spot, staying in that trough, and I'm keeping my bait back away from them so they keep their safe area. And the big girl's come back to join the group, so I know she's in there. So we may still have another chance. Nice
fish. Right under that stick there. Oh. None of that went in the water.
Feeding the birds, are you?
Oh, a little bit too much MPH on that one. Even that's not. There's still a couple fish back there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're circling around this one. There's got to be one group way up there. There's a small group here, and they're coming towards my bait. Can't see which fish they are, but somebody's right near my bait there. Somebody just picked it up. Oh, they got it coming.
He opened his mouth on it, and I just saw him head shaking before the line moved.
Get out of there. Gone around the point. Nope. Great right around the rocks. Yeah. And went under a tree. Okay. Strong fish. No wonder I couldn't see it. When he went around there, there was another fish on the other side, but the majority of them there, and the big girl is with them. And she's antsy. She knows something's up. But I think we can get her to bite. And I've had this one. It's the same on both sides. A little bit higher. Oh, bugger. only thing is, if these ones stay off of it, those fish up there will push down the drain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is.
I can't hold this still, I'm shaking.
You want the bucket of water?
The bucket's in my back.
Yeah.
I'm done. Oh! I don't even care about the weight anymore. Like, it just became the pursuit of this fish. This particular fish. Oh, I'm just blown away right now. Absolutely blown away. I don't even know what to say. We'd pretty much given up. You know, Goldie was casting his jig around over the other side, and I kept sticking to my guns, you know, changing baits. I'd find a bait that she'd pick up and show an interest in, and then she'd get near it and shy away, and eventually I would spook her by recasting too many times because I'm just so anxious. And finally I saw her head move down over the bait, my line tightened up, and it's what, like, it's just 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. It's like we've been here all day just changing everything, and she's definitely down in weight, that we know, you know, as it's gotten later in the season. She's not as big as she was, but at the same time she's also not as big as we thought she was, and I don't care. This fish has been haunting my dreams all season. The big girl at a finely caught weight, 20 pounds 15 ounces, my target fish. This is my Carp-O-Pottomus. I've been waiting months. I have fought her. I've just done everything that I can think of to get this fish. Here she is. and like being persistent and paying attention as best I could to learn everything I could to be able to get this fish definitely played a role. But there is no way I would have gotten this fish if it wasn't for the help of Goldie and Andrew, who have come down so many times with me through the season. If it wasn't for those two, I never even would have had the chances that I've already had. It's, you know, this fish is just as much theirs as it is mine, and I can't thank them enough for their help. Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. I don't want to put her down. Oh, you beautiful girl.
I can definitely see her mouth.
Yeah. And, okay, so I'm not the only one to have lost her.
Wow.
There is a hook in her bottom jaw.
Any pliers or can you just get it?
There's a snap swivel on this hook. Like, somebody else has hooked her and she's broken them off too. Like the rig that I had that she broke off, what, back in like August? Whenever that was, August, September? That's not here. Oh my God. It's like a size 2. It's a snap swivel with a size 2. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, she's got that offset mouth to the left. That hook's out of her mouth. Despite that, she's kept feeding all day. We got her. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous fish. I can't believe it. It's just made my season. You good?
Yep. Are you good?
Yeah, she's gonna swim right through that cloud. We did it.